Hey guys, I'm Scott. We're not getting any younger, so let's get stronger. Welcome back again, guys. Good to see you. Step onto your mat, step your feet nice and wide apart. Shake those hips. Don't be afraid to move around. This is all about movement, okay? Yeah, I know. I'm trying to speed this up, okay? Don't get, jeez. So, no, don't. You see this? This is what I work with every day. Practically pulling a, we're getting into Molly Ringwald country, if you don't know what that is. And that sort of predates the Macarena by several decades. Yeah, YouTube. All right, let's get started. All right, step your feet nice and wide. And then slide those hips from side to side, guys. Turn as you bend your left knee to your left. You can even place your right hand on the outside of your left knee, just to encourage a little bit more rotation. Bend your right knee. Place your left hand on the outside of your right knee and turn to your side. Hope you guys are having a good day. Hope your body feels good. Reach for your left foot with your right hand. You don't have to grab it, just touch it. Maybe even just get close to it. And I'm just bending and straightening my left leg slowly. Pushing in, pushing out. I'm going to switch cameras here so you can see that ultimately, when we're rotating with straight legs, we don't necessarily have to have fully locked out legs. That's never the goal. We don't want to lock out our joints. Just move from side to side. Now we've got the left hand on the right foot, bending and straightening the right leg. Breathing while we do it. It's ridiculous that we have to be told to breathe, but as we develop a stronger practice, we develop a stronger breath practice. Now, stepping your feet together and stepping to the back of your mat. I'm going to switch cameras there so you can see I've got my toes pointed forward. If you have a cool yoga surfboard mat, you can see there I'm flipping my right toes over and just pressing down into the top of the foot. It almost feels like I'm trying to drag my foot forward when I do that. Switching sides. Just take your left toes, flip them over, press down. And we're just trying to encourage a stretch in the top of the foot, the ankle. You might feel a cramp in the arch of your foot. That's normal there, but make sure you're trying to drag that foot forward. Now, lift those heels up. Notice if your feet sort of like squirt out or the arches lift. Try lifting the toes. Now I'm going to go to the front here so you can see we're just going to try to imagine as we lift the heels sliding our back down a wall. So I want you to notice if you're leaning forward at all. We're not going down too far here on the first one. Go ahead and rise back up, plant the heels. Lift your right foot, driving the heel down, pulling your toes to your knee, and then switch sides. Going to do that a couple more times. Lift the right foot, lift the left foot. Just work that anterior tibialis. Lift those heels again. Reach forward, arms wide, heels up as soon as you need to, so that when you bend your knees, it feels like you're sliding slowly, painfully, desperately down a wall. And when you sit to your heels, oh no, we're going to come back up, slowly rising high onto the heels. Legs are straight. Oh, you beautiful ballerina, you tiny dancer. Hold me closer, tiny dancer. Sit to your heels. Take your time. You can cuss me out. It's okay. Lower the knees. Point your toes behind you. Switching cameras again here, you can see I'm placing my hands to the right side of me, lifting my butt off my feet and sitting to the right of my feet and just pushing myself away with my right hand. We're going to switch sides. Place your left hand to the left, sit your butt to the left of your feet, and try to push yourself back to your right. Plant the hands. And we're going to lift the feet, curl the toes under. Now notice I'm lifting my knees 1 inch, not too much further than that. And I'm simply trying to drag my feet forward and my hands back. I'll show you some arrows on the next one. Plant your hands behind you. Lift your butt. Lift your chin away from your chest. Try to look at the wall behind you. Bring your hips back down. Let's do it again. Now this time you're going to see that after I lift my knees, I'm trying to drag my hands back, I'm trying to drag my feet forward, and that has got my core engaged. Let's go ahead and plant the hands behind us again. This is a really great substitute for upward facing dog. We're trying to push our heart to the ceiling more than we're trying to thrust our groin forward, okay? Now, take those knees up 1 inch. We're going to do one more. Why do we have to start like this? Well, because there's nice ways to be more efficient, to get more work done in less time. Lift the hips. Press your heart to the ceiling. Now we're going to take a step forward with the right foot.
One small step for man, one giant step for
Yoga kind. Now lift that left knee. Both legs are straight. It's a small step. Notice I've got 1 foot at the back of my mat, 1 foot near the center. Lift the right heel up. Right knee is bent. Lift the left heel up. Left knee is bent. And then what we're going to do is try to lower one heel and straighten the leg and bend the knee and lift the other heel. Switch back to your left. Lift your back foot, plant your right heel, push your butt back. One more time, guys. We're going to come forward. Lift the right heel, bend the right knee, left heel's on the floor. And I'm going to step the left foot forward and I'm going to turn the left toes out. Reaching up. Here's what I want you to think about. You can see my reflection in the mirror there too. We want to bend the right knee and push ourselves back with our left foot. The left foot is turned out. I got my big toe on the ground and I'm reaching away from the heart. Now grab your left foot from behind with your right hand. And this time you're going to see I'm going to reach all the way down to the pinky toe. You're trying to touch your pinky toe with your left index finger while you pull your right heel to your butt and lift your right knee. Now ankle across the thigh. What I want you to think about here is pulling your knee to your opposite nipple as you squat down, bending the right knee. Trying to increase that length in your left glute muscles, especially the medius. Step that left foot back again, slowly slide down the wall, lower your knee to the mat, plant your left hand, plant your right hand, step back. Lift the knees, let's do our crunch. You're trying to drag your hands back and drag your feet forward. Sit to your heels, place your hands behind you, lift your butt, then press chest towards the ceiling. Release. Stepping the left foot forward. I think, right? Come on, get on with it. Old man. There we go. Left foot forward. Slowly rise up. Remember, that's a short step, guys. So we've got 1 foot, the right foot at the back of the mat, left foot at the center. So we're going to bend left knee and lift left heel. Right heel's on the ground. Right leg is relatively straight. Plant the heel, straighten the leg, and then lift your right heel. Switching. Press down into the right heel, lift the left, bend the left knee. And I'm not doing a very good job on that one there, bending the right knee, but think about drawing your hips back. I think I just got caught up. I think in my head somewhere while I was doing this, I was doing a perfect like Michael Jackson moonwalk. So once you step your right foot forward, turn your right toes out like a ballerina, reach forward. What I want you to think about on this side while you're trying to push your butt back is try to keep lifting your thumbs, holding an imaginary basketball above your head, squeezing that basketball, and trying to get your arms out of your peripheral vision while you're looking down. Now grab that right foot, and as you hinge forward, pull heel to tailbone, reach down, and see if you can touch your pinky toenail of your left foot with your right index finger. And then squeeze the heel to the butt and lift the right knee high. Ankle to the thigh now. And the left hand is going to grab the kneecap. And as I squat down, I'm literally going to pull my right knee towards my left nipple. You can see pressing chest to shirt, butt against your pants. Step your right foot back, and we're going to kneel down. Working slowly to strengthen those knees, strengthen the arches of the feet. Step the left knee back. Once we're in a tabletop, we do our crunch. You're trying to drag feet forward, hands back. Plant your hands behind you. And lift your butt off your feet, and then try to press your heart to the ceiling. So good so far, right? Not having too many problems, I hope. And remember, this practice is just one of hopefully hundreds, thousands that you're going to do in your lifetime, maybe even the course of a year. Now, from the knight's position, what I want you to see is that I'm not working too hard right here, right off the bat. I'm just leaning forward, allowing my groin to move in front of the back hip, and then I pull back. And I'm just sort of testing out that deeper hip flexors on the left leg. And I'm also increasing range of motion in the right ankle, but that's not really what I'm going for there. Just trying to loosen up these tight hips and be able to draw them into extension. Now, when we come back into the knight's position, what I really want you to see here, I just want to make sure that my shin and my left femur are perpendicular to the earth. Notice that I place my forearms on my thigh. Now, what I'm going to do here is three things, three directional energies. One is you're pushing down against the knee with the forearms. The second is squeezing the glutes powerfully. And the third is trying to drag the left knee forward. So there's your directional arrows. Try to push your knee to your toes. Squeeze your glutes. Try to drag left knee forward. There's a lot of energy there, and you can see when I'm in a relaxation state because I get wrinkles in my shirt on my back, and then when I push down, you can see your back is round. Now, we're doing this for a few reasons. One, if I lean back, my back is going to go into a banana shape, and I'm trying to prevent that right here. Now, we're going to plant the hands and step back, straighten your right leg. So there's a lot of muscle activation going on right here. Make sure that you're tight in your belly and your leg is straight. So there's my leg straightening. Tighten up the belly like somebody was going to playfully slap you really firmly in the stomach and you had to brace for it. Oof. How you doing so far? Now, let's do the other side. We're going to take that left foot stepping forward into the knight's position. It's called knight's position because it looks like you're about to be knighted by the queen. Now, oddly enough, I felt this more on my left knee, but I threw the towel under my right knee to remind you you can always pad your knees if you need to. And not a lot of work here, not working too hard. We're just trying to pull back, push forward, pull back, push forward. Just testing to see what our sort of passive range of motion is here. Not a lot of energy in the pose, but when we do create the energy in the pose, notice that a lot doesn't really change except for you can see I'm like pushing my heart to my spine. And that's the point where I'll place my forearms on my thigh. So we're just keep playing around with the movement, moving forward and back. Now we're going to go forearms against the thigh. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use both my forearms to press my left thigh and knee towards my toes. And that's going to stretch the muscles across my back, across my shoulder blades. Don't forget, we're squeezing the glutes. Don't forget, you're trying to drag your back knee forward. There's a pulsation there. So you squeeze the glutes, drag forward, push down, and then you relax. There's a relaxation. And then there's that energy again. And there's oftentimes the energy of pushing, an energy of pulling, and an energy of bracing. And this time we're bracing with the glutes. Damn you, Elijah Wood, with your scooter. Get out of here. God, that annoys me, man. Elijah Wood just has to show up in like every video. Like, really selfish meme, if you ask me. Straighten that leg, point the toes, tighten the belly. Ah! Fuck you, Elijah. All right. Now we're going to work a little bit deeper now onto the right side. What we're going to do is hopefully work ourselves into some really nice work for the hip. It may not result in our apex pose. Go ahead and stand up into your Anjaneyasana. That's crescent lunge. But we're working on hip extension and hip rotation. Hopefully that's going to give us a beautiful pose at the end. Reaching the hands above the shoulders. Notice my back heel is high. Now as I lean forward, I'm going to show my palms to the floor, and there's a nice straight line with the arms and the spine. I'm pushing myself back, and the way my hips can go back is by my knee going forward, the back knee forward. So you can always rewind that if you need to see those arrows again, those directional arrows, but just know that when you straighten your right leg and lift your back heel, pushing your left knee forward helps you pull your hips back. And then the spine has to work to stabilize over a precarious balancing situation. So these alternating positions are just turning on and turning off. A lot of bracing core muscles, a lot of stabilizing muscles. We're just trying to bring more energy into our poses. If all we do is stretch, guys, the only thing we're strengthening is our dysfunction. Now that I'm reaching up for the last time, I'm lifting the right heel high. And what that's doing is causing my rec femoris to engage. And that means I'm holding my pelvis in place much better for that stretch in the left hip flexors. Going left knee down and switching cameras, because I want you to see I'm stepping my left foot to the right edge of my mat. And I'm also pointing my right toes at the right edge of my mat. And what that's going to do is give me the opportunity to reach underneath my thighs with the left hand and grab the left heel. My right hand is on the outside of my right knee. And hopefully I'm going to switch cameras there so you can get a better look. Again, I mentioned earlier there's always, or not always, we don't want to talk in absolutes, but often there's the energy of pushing and the energy of pulling. So in this case, my left arm is pulling and my right arm is pushing. And that's helping to open up the hips, strengthen the spine, strengthen the core. We spend a lot of times on the knees, guys, so please know that like if that's really challenging for you, your knees are going to get stronger, just like every other part of you is going to get stronger in proportion to how much effort you put in. Now, having said that, it's important to remember that you need to pad the knees. That's why I've got a towel there, even though I'm not using it, because I tend to practice a lot from the knees because those are functional positions. Now we're back in the knight's position. Left foot steps forward. We're slowly going to press firmly into the ball of the right foot. Reach up, Anjaneyasana. Now let's just hold that lunge there for a second. Take a deep breath, brace the belly. And then we're going to add some movement to this. So as I reach for the back edge of my mat, my palms turn to the mat. I'm trying to lift my arms, squeeze the shoulder blades onto the back, push myself back with the left foot, and hold my mat down with the right foot. Reach up. Keep the back heel high. And keep weight in the heel of your front foot. We're going to lift it pretty soon, but while it's on the ground, we want to make firm contact. You'll also see there, I'm really making sure my left big toe doesn't leave the ground. One more time, we're going to reach up, belly tight, and then we transition back one more time. I'm going to reach back, push myself back with my left leg, stabilize and hold myself in place with the right leg. Good work, guys. That is not easy. Now lift your left heel, lift your hands, and with that left heel off the ground, just tighten your belly, hands above the shoulders, and your back leg as straight as you can get it with the heel high. Let's take that knee back down to the ground. Take a deep breath. Feels good to get stronger, doesn't it? Now, I'm going to step my right foot left, pivoting on the knee. And I've also turned my left toes left. So both sets of toes are now near the left edge of the mat. Your right hand is going to reach underneath your groin and grab your right heel. Left hand is on the inside of your left knee, and you're actively pushing your left knee away from you and trying to pull your heel to your chest with your right hand, and then lean away. Remember to really lift those collarbones away from the left thigh. Step back. Now we're going to lie down on our belly. Not too much opportunity to rest here. Once you've got your hands out, lift your legs for me. Spread your toes. Working those hamstrings and glutes to get the thighs off the floor. Now we're going to go balls of the feet down, knees down. Okay? Move the blocks out of your way if yours are, just like mine. Now I want you to take your hands reaching forward, lift your chest off the ground. We're going to take the hands off the floor and we're going to rotate the palms as we reach back. I went through this really fast on the first one, but we'll slow it down. Turn your palms up when they're in front of you. Rest the back of your hands. Rest your forehead. We're going to do this just a couple of times. Lift your head. Press your knees down so your butt's lift. Lift your hands. Rotate your arms so the back of your hands touch your hips. And when you reach forward again, rotate your palms up so that you could catch something being dropped into your palms. Go ahead and rest. Let's do that one more time, guys. What do you say? Lift your head so you can see your hands. Lift your hands. Make sure you're pushing into the knees to lift the groin. Rotate your arms. Press the back of your hands to your hips. Reach forward again. Palms rotate to the sky. Lower down. We want those back muscles to fire for us when we really need them most. We want to get muscles used to the idea of being placed under load. It's the idea of, well, let's see here. Let's pause. I'm going to stack my right forearm underneath my chin. Reach back with your left hand and grab your foot. Press your heel towards your hip. Place your left forearm underneath your chin with your right hand. Reach back, bend your right knee, and grab your foot. Press your heel to your hip. So what I was saying before was getting muscle recruitment is like calling your friend on a Wednesday and saying, hey, I need to borrow your truck on a Saturday. So you're letting your muscles know you're going to need them later. Go ahead and press away from your mat and back into downward facing dog or crouching cat. That's just down dog with your knees bent. I want to go elbows down here so that we're in a dolphin pose, actively pressing the heart into the space between your feet. Lifting your chin so you're looking straight down. Don't look at your feet. You're trying to look down into a space where you can't see your arms or your legs. Lower your knees. Come onto your hands. Slide the right shin forward. Now we're coming into a pigeon prep, and focus on the prep. We've got plenty of time. We're not in a rush, are we? Now, what I'm trying to do, and what you should always be trying to do, is get your shin as parallel to the top edge of your mat. But having said that, everybody's got a different range of motion, everybody's got different morphology, and it's going to look a whole lot different in your body. Go ahead and bow your heart. Notice I've got my fingertips on the floor there to help brace me. But if you can, if you've got the strength in the outer hips, the glutes, stack your hands on your back and bow. And try to pull yourself back up. And if that's challenging, if that's not working for you, go ahead and reach those hands back out and place them back out on the floor. But we're going to just bow to the calf or the shin underneath you 3 times. Now what we're going to do is work a little bit into the glute. So I'm bending the back knee there and just trying to squeeze and drag it forward. Just get a little bit more activation out of the hamstring in connection with the glute. It sure does look nasty when I'm doing it though. Now we're going to rise back up. Here we go. Now your left hand is on the top center of your mat, your right hand to the right, and I'm going to try to turn to my right and lower my heart to my right knee. That feels good. That feels good. I'm not so far removed from having done that I don't remember. Now we're going to turn the other way. There's a lot of lateral flexion there. I've got my right hand on the top center of my mat, left hand left, and I'm trying to draw my heart to my foot. And now switching the hands again, and I'm trying to go heart to the knee. Rising back up, stepping right hand in, left hand out, and I'm trying to go heart to the foot. Oh man. That's just good stuff right there. Mama gives you what you want, but Daddy gives you what you need, right? Yeah, Daddy gives you what you need. Now reach back and grab your left foot with your left hand and just press heel to hip while you're bracing on that right outer hip. Step it back. Press back into your downward facing dog or your crouching cat. You can move around if you want to. And then we're going back down into dolphin. Lower those elbows and your palms are in front of your elbows. You're trying to create as best you can parallel forearms. Trying to press the heart back. Go ahead and lower the knees. And let's do that other side. So we're going to slide left shin behind the wrists back into the pigeon prep. And it's prep. Don't be afraid to wiggle, move around, test out how things are feeling. I think Jaden Smith's dad would say, get jiggy with it. Yeah. And you can play around with trying to push the right knee down and drag it forward. Also play around with the idea of pressing down into the outside of the left knee and shin. Now again, for the first one, I'm going to bow with my hands on the floor. And if you need to leave your hands there, please do. And if you can stack your hands on your back and bow, it doesn't make you a better person. It just means that you're strong enough to lower and rise without your hands on the ground. And strength is something that we're always developing as a close to 55-year-old man. I'm just trying to get myself stronger, and instead of just letting my body slide into that, slide into dysfunction. I want to keep my shit working. Now we're bowing the heart to the left knee. And then we're just going to step the left hand to the center, right hand to the right. And I'm going to bow to the arch of my left foot. And 3 is the magic number, y'all. So back to the other side. I'm going to walk left hand left, right hand's at the center. I'm bowing to my knee and turning to look at the back of my mat with looking over my left shoulder, right? Back to the other side. Bow to the foot. See, there's a million different ways that we can think about stretching. Okay, that was a huge exaggeration. There may not be a million ways, but bend your right knee, reach back and capture your right foot with your right hand, and just hold there for just a moment. We're going to see if we can't take our body into a Rajakapotasana today. Go ahead and step it on back. Press the heart towards the feet. I love to bend my knees there because when I take the tension out of the hamstrings, I can use my low back to lift the glutes. Always working on posture in almost every position. We're trying to strengthen posture. Lift the right knee like a dog about to pee on a fire hydrant. Notice that the knee is bent 90 degrees. I'm going to do the same thing with my opposite arm. Left arm is off the ground and the elbow's bent at 90. We're going to come back into pigeon on the right side. So we're going to step the right knee forward and bring the shin near the top edge of the mat. Step the hands back. Couple of deep breaths here. I'm getting ready to sweat profusely. I think that's what that towel's all about. You don't need a towel there necessarily. Left hand reaches back for the left foot. And then slowly slide the toes into the elbow crease. Or really what you're doing is you're sliding that left forearm across your toes. Then the right hand reaches up and back. Maybe one hand meets the other. That's great. Congratulations. You're not better than anybody, damn it. Remember, you can always take your right hand and just place it on your head. Because if you can place your hand on your head while you hold your foot, you're one step closer to hand meeting hand. Stepping back here, it's gonna feel a little bit like we're turning into a side plank, okay? But I want your feet flat on the ground. That means your knees have to be bent. Right hand is on the top of the head, and when I lower left ear towards my left hand, I just feel more length through the right side. I hope you did too. Go ahead and press on back there. And you're gonna see my clumsy edit here as, there it was, because I forgot a pose and I had to go back and do it. Right arm is going to extend and left leg, and that's back into that dog peeing on a fire hydrant pose. It's almost like a bird dog. And now we're going to come into, oh, crappy edit. We're going to come into our Eka Rajakapotasana on the left side. Make sure to adjust your shirt so your shirt always fits. I don't know why I fidget with my shirt there. It's just all the sweat. Hopefully you should be sweating right here, guys. Sweating it up. Sweating it up. Reach back with your right hand. Grab your right foot. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. See, I'm sliding those toes into the elbow. And again, if your left hand reaches back and doesn't find your right hand, that's okay. Just place your hand on the side of your head. Make sure you're breathing and those outer hips are working, right? That's why you're pushing down, you're bracing with that left knee. One more crappy edit here, and where is it? Oh, look, I hit it. I hit it by switching cameras. I'm so clever. Press back now. Here we go into our side plank, but remember, don't go straight legs. Keep your feet together, feet flat on the floor, knees are bent, turn to your left, place your left hand on the side of your head and lower your right ear to your right shoulder. Oh, mama, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good about this practice. How are you feeling? Damn, you Elijah Wood. I mean, ever since Lord of the... he was great as Frodo. He's been annoying ever since. Just smoking cigarettes and riding a scooter. Making weird movies. Grab your right big toe. Straighten your right leg. Now, don't forget the pull and the push. Push through the heel, pull at the shoulder, and then extend your right foot out to the right. Your leg doesn't have to be straight when you do these poses, guys. In fact, it could be bent a lot more than mine. On any given day, you're going to feel tighter or looser. Any given day, you're going to feel stronger or weaker on one side or the other. It's just a constant effort to try to find balance in the body. Grab your left big toe, push through the left heel, pull at the left shoulder. That's me trying to keep my chest facing you as we look at this camera angle. Take your left foot out to the left. Now, we're going to bring the soles of the feet together. This is probably harder than it looks, right? You're trying to press your knees down without using your hands to push them down and lift the heart up. Knees try to go down, and it's going to look different in your body than on mine, and could be better, could be worse, and those are abstracts. Now let's grab our big toes and thank our Patreon sponsors. This is the most thank you, Patreon sponsors, especially our producers. Thank you to Lee, and thank you to Terry, and all you guys. I just love you guys to pieces. Look at these beautiful names. These are beautiful people. I should be showing their faces right there. That would just add more comedy to it. Once you've planted your feet, capture your right knee with your left inner elbow, lift up high, and just twist. Take a couple deep breaths. And as we turn to the side, I'm just going to lift my butt, and I've got my right bicep next to my right ear, but the arm is kind of flopping there. Just lifting the hips one more time, just pulling that hip back into extension one more time. And let's do a seated twist on the other side. Capture your left knee with your right inner elbow, and twist to your left. Always trying to lift the heart away from the ground by grounding the sitting bones to the ground. And then place your right hand behind you, just lift your butt, and place your left bicep by your ear. Let your arm dangle, lift your hips high, and release it. We did it again, guys. One more time, plant both feet, and one more little release for those hips. Just don't even try to thrust your hips into the air. Think about like a heavy plate of weights on your groin. Plant your butt. Cross your legs, Sukhasana pose. Now, if you're a Shavasana person, if you need to lie back, do that. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you'll always know when we're dropping new stuff for you. You can get more info at our website, Stronger Yoga. That's www.stronger.yoga. If you'd like to become a supporter, find us on Patreon. We would really appreciate your support with making all of these videos here. And you can find us on Twitter, Stronger Yoga. And on Instagram, it's stronger.yoga. Is that it? Are we done with that promo crap? Okay, we're done. I'm so glad you guys joined me today. Bless you. Namaste.